Hmm. Alright. Well, man, that one got a little brighter. Hey, till you could barely see it. See it at all. Barely. This is perfect. Metal Gear. Was that good? Metal Gear. I go for my snake voice. Metal Gear. Otacon. Liquid. Snake Eater. Oh yeah, got the DLC. Shout out to Pops, cause it was actually a birthday gift from Pops, man, from the old man. You know what I mean? But I had to get the DLC too. Gotta get the full experience. I think it was some of those costumes they had. I like, oh, want some cookies. This is crazy. I just said cookies. I like that music. My bro Josh was like, yo, I don't understand how you could keep snacks and not just demolish them. Cause I have like, for a minute, honestly, this is my last bag too, but I've had like bags of cookies and other snacks. I still got a bag of chips over there. I didn't even see that. Stay with snacks and last it for a minute. I'm not gonna play too long for this round. I ain't gonna lie with you. It's kinda late. What's the soft bake ones? I'm not really feeling these. I mean, they alright. Tate's Bake Shop, soft bake, dark chocolate cookies. Mm. No, Martin, not the biggest fan of soft cookies. I used to be. Not really. I don't like soft shit. Pause though, pause. pause. Yeah, pause that. Got my man's looking like Otacon, man. What the hell going on? Why is it only showing the side? All this close-ups. That's cool. That's funny. I like that. I like the music, man. That classic feel. Hell nah. Yeah, I'm a Metal Gear Solid 2 guy. Sorry. Pops like Metal Gear Solid. Solid 1 is fire. I hope they really. I would love for them to remake Solid 1 like they did with 3. Like, honestly, I really wish they did Solid 1 first. Because it needs that upgrade. It really does. But it's like, for me, it was Solid 2. What's this? Yeah, I like this more. I mean, that's the classic. Nah, I wanted this. Let's see this button layout. Wait, so directional buttons are for the equipment stuff now? 'Cause I think last time wasn't it like L2? But wait, yeah, because that one. Let me see. Wait, or was it the radio one? Was it directional? Or was it select button? When I play Metal Gear Solid 2 again, I forgot. But yeah, we're gonna do a modern. We gotta do the hard mode, man. That's crazy. European Extreme. Game over upon being detected. Wow. We'll figure all that out. Only need pop-up tips.
After the end of World War II, the world was split
Split
into
in
two,
two,
East
East
and
and
West.
West.
This
This
marked the
marked the
beginning of the
beginning
era
called the Cold War. I kind of butchered that whole last sentence. I don't know what the fuck I was reading. I would have swore I was dyslexic just now. But yeah. David is back. David being back is another reason why I wanted to rock with this game, because like you brought the plastic man back, you brought the plastic voice actor back, man. That's real sneak.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. Ready to go.
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Snake always smoking something.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector.
Wait, is that
Put on
Snake?
your mask.
That nigga look like Rodden. You like Rodden from right there?
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar.
I swear that look like Rodden.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the alarm bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Jack.
Virtual mission.
No, the
Isn't that
virtuous
Rodden's?
mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on
Isn't
it.
that Rodden's
If it
name?
succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau,
Is this
that's
AI?
quite a success story, so why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down. Carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No. According to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us. Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
My man's all the farm. Oh. What? Who the hell is this? Hey yo, hold on, bro. Why does my man look like this? Hold on. Cause I don't understand. That's not Snake. Characters allow players who dislike riding to act as a similar character whatsoever. Oh. Okay, so that's because I triggered that I like Metal Gear Solid 2. Ah, how do I change this shit? Can I like, nah, 'cause I'm not playing as that nigga. No way, we gonna fix this. Luckily I didn't do nothing yet. You'll see in cutscenes. Damn, I'm about to hurry up. I'm not about to be on here long. Everybody quitting. Restart. Heck no.